Hi, Andy Spalding here, Richmond Law, and we're talking about Brazil and its hosting of the Olympics. Now, we often talk about the Olympic legacy, the legacy for a host city or host country. And by legacy we mean the enduring impact on the city or the country, an impact that will endure long after the games are gone. Typically when we think of Olympic legacy, we think of that in economic terms. We talk about the costs of hosting the Olympics, the costs of preparing for the Olympics. We look at the infrastructure investment, and that's the biggest expense. We might look at the cost of hosting the games themselves. And then we weigh that against the long-term economic benefits in terms of the return on the infrastructure investment, in terms of the tourism revenue. And framed that way, defining legacy that way, a great many cities recently have decided not to host the Olympics. Cities like Oslo, Stockholm, Vienna, Krakow, Hamburg, all these cities have pursued a candidacy and then withdrawn on the grounds that the long-term economic benefit simply didn't outweigh the cost. But what if there's a different dimension to Olympic legacy, a non-economic dimension? We want to argue that there's another dimension that is at least as important as the economic, maybe more, and that's the governance dimension. What is a host city's and a host country's Olympic governance legacy? In what way is this country governed differently and better as a result of hosting the Olympic Games? Well, Brazil, contrary to what you might infer from media reports, is a shining example of how, in response to hosting the Olympic Games, it has adopted a number of laws that have application well beyond the Olympics, and that will endure long after the Olympics are gone. Laws that will have great benefit for Brazil in terms of democracy, transparency, and accountability. In our report, we're going to detail those laws, show how they work, and explain how those laws might be the most important legacy for Rio de Janeiro and Brazil. Thanks for your interest. If you'd like to learn more, you can check out our book and related materials on our website, law.richmond.edu/Olympics.